Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Ys. I am back here at the shrine, and in this video we're going to continue onwards and hopefully finish this place up, because we've taken quite a few breaks and this has kind of been sitting on the back burner. So before continuing onwards, just a couple of things to note. I would definitely recommend having the best equipment that is available at this point. Doing the side quest to get to the free sword that we got in the last video will definitely increase your attack power, and upgrading your armor either to the plate mail or the reflex, whichever one you can afford, that will also help you along quite significantly. You can equip either the power or the shield ring to increase your odds, and we are going to be picking up a shield shortly that is also going to help us along. Our Mask of Eyes is going to come into play, and this is required to finish the dungeon, so if you haven't already rescued Fina, you're gonna have to do that now. And then finally, picking up the Master Key is also required at this point, if you hadn't picked it up earlier. We've taken all the necessary steps to finish this place up, so let's get going. We've only gotten as far as the second floor, I do believe. We haven't gone down to the third floor yet. So that's where we are headed. We've picked the first couple of floors clean. We've done everything that there is to do in these two areas. So if we head down to the third floor, we are going to be seeing some new enemies in this area, and don't underestimate them because they are quite a step up in difficulty from what we've been seeing in the first couple of floors, so just keep that in mind as you continue onwards. From where we start, we are going to head west as far as we possibly can, and we're going to pick up this chest here, which has an ivory key in it. There are 2 keys required to beat the boss, or to get into the place where the boss is, rather, and that is one of the required keys. We'll be picking up the other one shortly. From there, we are going to head south as much as we can until we see a golden statue. Now, when we came into this area, we warped in using a golden statue that's very similar to this, and that's how these statues are going to function in this area as well. So we're going to keep that first one we see in mind. We're going to go back to that later. But we're going to be continuing onwards here and using this statue to the east. Navigate your way around to this chest in the northern corner, which has our silver shield in it. So not only is this an excellent shield, it's better than anything you can buy or anything you can get at this point in the game, but it's also required for later on in the game. So you definitely want to pick this up now for a variety of different reasons. That is going to be very, very helpful. So once we have that, we are going to leave using the golden statue, and then navigate our way back to that first golden statue that we had seen. Now for the most part, I'm just avoiding these enemies because they are quite tough at this point. And I've already done my level grinding. I've gone to level 7, so I don't really need to fight them right now. It's not really going to do me any sort of good, so I'm going to try and avoid them when possible. When you come out of this statue, what you can do is go to the west and you can pick up a healing potion. Now granted, you haven't purchased a heal potion from any of the clinics, you'll be able to pick that up. If you have purchased one, you won't be able to carry that, so just keep that in mind. After picking up that chest, it looks like it's a dead end. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to go, but if you take a look to the right of this statue, there's sort of a faint outline of a door. And this is where our Mask of Eyes comes into play, so what you need to do is equip that, and then go through the door. Unequip it when you get through so that you don't get ambushed by monsters. To the north is another golden statue. Again, we're going to be going back to that one shortly. Snake around the corridors until you find another golden statue. Use that one to warp. And then finally, there's a chest here with a marble key in it. So that is our second key that we need in order to access the boss. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Solomon Shrine. We just picked up everything that there is in this area, and all that's left is to face the boss of the area. So once you have the keys, return to that first golden statue we saw, and you'll be taken to this area here that's kind of surrounded by water. Head over to the west, use the marble key. Adol sensed a terrifying bloodlust from within the passage. Some sort of great power was awakening. So there's our first key, and then you can use the ivory key on the second door. And this is going to be our boss arena, but as you can see, there is no boss. So this gives you a little bit of time to prepare. So again, make sure you've got all of the best equipment equipped. One thing to keep in mind, and I don't know if I've mentioned this already before or not, but rings don't work during boss battles. Very similar to how you can't use potions during boss battles or change equipment. The rings have absolutely no effect. So just keep that in mind. If you have been depending on the power or the shield ring to help you, just make sure that you're confident enough to go forward without them. And if not, I would recommend making a save and just going back and doing a little bit of grinding or whatever it is that you want to do. You can use the heal potion now, because once you get into the fight you won't be able to use it. This might be good if you've come all the way down and you don't want to go all the way back up, because as we recall, the only way to regain health is to visit that first floor of the shrine where we fought our first boss. So I'm going to use the potion. I'm going to heal up, and then I think I'm pretty much ready to take on the boss at this point. We're going to give it a shot anyways. So when you're ready, you can examine the painting on the wall. That's not a painting, but is in fact our boss. So this is a dragon type creature, and it goes in a very sort of predictable pattern. It goes in a circle, and all you need to do is hit it on its body, not on its head. If you run into its head, that is when it will attack you. And once you get its pattern down, you can chase it around and defeat it. Now, again, that was pretty easy because I have all of the upgraded equipment. And I'm level 7 at this point, which is a little bit overpowered. If you were using the longsword at this point, or if you were level 5 or 6, you would probably be here until next week. That boss isn't particularly difficult by any means, but it does take a very, very long time to whittle down its HP. So, again, I could have demonstrated that, but, you know, I didn't want to be here forever, so there's that. That boss is a lot easier than our first one of the shrines, so congratulations on beating your second boss of the game, and behind where the boss was, there is a hidden room behind this wall, and we are going to get our Book of Ys. So with our first book in hand, what we can do is we can return to Sarah. If we remember, she was the one that initially sent us to find the book. And I think we're able to use our wing. We might not be able to in this dungeon, but we'll give it a try. Oh, we can use it, what do you know? So if you use your wing, you can warp right back to Mania. That saves you the walking in that dungeon. And at this point, now that you're back in Mania, what you can do is go shopping if you need to. We have a pretty nice lump sum of cash there. And you can do anything else at this point that you want to do before going ahead and speaking with Sarah and advancing the story onwards. Right now, I'm going to call it a break here, and then we will pick up where we left off in the next video. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.